I would be just taking some few moments to talk about this event. Of course, I miss physically being there in Kochi. It would have been great coming home, but I couldn't make it because of engagements here. But thank you for this opportunity. I would just take some time to explain what we guys are doing out here in Gujarat. As you have already know, Gujarat is one of the three most industrialized states in the country. We are also contributing to a significant amount to the GDP. And if you all know about, I'm sure all of you there are quite aware of what things are happening in Gujarat. We here are driving the renewable energy transition in the country and also the green hydrogen transition in the country. Of late, some kind of miscommunication, some kind of misunderstandings, or some kind of things have hampered the green hydrogen growth. But I'm sure we'll bounce back quickly. And the market also has to be aware that the market will be the driver for the green hydrogen transition from here on. Next. So I would like talked about basically four things. One is the India's renewable energy landscape. Second is the innovative pathways for decarbonizing the future. Third is the role of green hydrogen in the energy transition, which is core to this event. And fourth is the path ahead. So just to draw your attention, if you look at India's emission landscape, which is vital for why we are talking about energy transition in these days. If you look at the major five industries, it is power, industry, transport, building sector, and other miscellaneous stuff. Out of which the power sector contributes maximum about 42% globally and about 46% of India's emission landscape. All of you must be surprised that it must be the industry or the transport sector, but unfortunately it is the power sector, which we all work in. You all know the Panchamrit commitments that the Honorable Prime Minister has given at Glasgow and in Paris. So we all need to get hitting net zero by 2070. So we also have committed to a renewable energy leadership of 500 gigawatts by 2030. So about 6 months back, we did have the Renewable Energy Invest event in Gujarat, where India had celebrated the achievement of about 200 gigawatts of renewable energy. And we have committed 500 gigawatts by 2030. Out of which Gujarat would want to contribute 1/5 of the entire transition. So Gujarat intends to do 100 gigawatt of renewable energy by 2030 and another 162 gigawatts for green hydrogen exclusively. And you also know that the nationally determined contributions have now become revised nationally determined contributions. So we intend to cover it about 65%. So that's net 65 by the year 2047. So, and the ultimate cause of doing this would be to promote sustainability. So what by 2030 Gujarat intends to do is out of the national energy mix, we intend to cover it mostly by solar PV and also by wind, because we have a huge landscape and we do have a huge wasteland policy out of which the renewable energy might come up. If you look at the sector dominating as of now, the coal and gas sector dominate the energy ecosystem, but we intend to change it to solar and wind. And also green hydrogen being a part of it very soon in about 5 years from now. If you look at India's commitment towards the energy transition, we have basically divided it into 4 zones: west, south, north, and east. The generation capacity has been the highest in the western region, followed by the southern and northern region. If you look at it as of now, currently Gujarat has the highest overall installed capacity among all the Indian states. In terms of installed capacity, and even the ratio of renewable energy to non-renewable energy, we are second highest in the country after Rajasthan. So that gives us the momentum to go ahead, and we are pushing it ahead for the days to come. If you look at how Gujarat's energy transition has happened, we started much earlier with the leadership of the Honorable Chief Minister, the then Chief Minister, and the present Prime Minister. So it started off in the way back in the year 2013, and we stand at a juncture at 2025. If you look at the cumulative growth, you can see that we have started from zero and hit about close to 59%, 60% of non-fossil fuels as on date. And if you look at the major ecosystem, it's got dominated by solar and wind, a little bit of hydro and other renewable energy sources. As of now, Gujarat stands highest in terms of installed capacity of solar and also highest in terms of capacity of wind. We just recently surpassed Tamil Nadu in wind. And solar, we are, always we and Rajasthan are competing with each other because of Badla Park and the other parks. But having said that, after Khavda comes up, we would be at a much better position right now. So what Gujarat has started and what are the decarbonizing pathways that we picked up in the earlier days, I would just want to show. This is a picture of the Charanka Solar Park, which was the first solar park in India, which is called the Gujarat Charanka Solar Park, which is about 700 megawatts, which was done way back in the year 2015. That time the tariff was about, say, 15 rupees, which has now come down to 2.3 rupees per unit. So this is the reason why it was taken. It was a very innovative park which was done. We started off with Charanka, which was an ultra scale park, ultra mega park. Now what we're doing is we are also slowly converting this into battery energy storage systems. So we have started off with 15 megawatt hour BESS on a 6 megawatt project right now, and we intend to scale it up to about a gigawatt scale in the days to come, with the path expanding. We, as you know, there is a ESS obligation also for storage. And to have a grid stability, we need to have energy storage. We are looking at lithium ion and other technologies as of now. This is the second park which we did, which is Raganesada, which is about 700 megawatt solar. The tariff, again, it has come down to 2.83 right now. And the next upcoming project is Raganesada Phase 2. That is another 700 megawatts that we're intending to do, which will also be accompanied by a battery energy storage system. Which will also have a smaller part, which will lead to a creation of a green hydrogen ecosystem. We're in talks with GSPC in Gujarat, and this project is an upcoming one. This is a contribution which many of you must be knowing. This is India's first solar village, Modera, which runs 100% on solar power and battery. During the daytime, it runs on solar, and during the nighttime, it runs completely on battery. As of now, all the villagers have become prosumers. They have been given payments on a monthly basis, and they are all prosumers, so they are not having any more electricity bills, and it is already net zero and net positive. So that is one good sign. And we also use this energy to light up the Modera Sun Temple, which is the second biggest sun temple after Konark on the west coast. This is a Khavda Hybrid RE Park, which is about 37.35 gigawatt. This is the world's largest solar park, which has about 6 to 7 developers. As of now, we have commissioned about close to 3 gigawatts. By the month of May and June, we'll be completing about 10 gigawatts of renewable energy, which is solar and wind. And in about 2 years from now, we intend to complete this project. About 28 gigawatts would be expected to be completed, with major PSUs and private developers coming to this. Once this park is ready, it would be expected that it would be visible from space, which would be, consuming about 58 million metric tons of mitigation of carbon dioxide from the power generation in this landscape, and a proper utilization of the wastelands that would be happening. So this is one iconic project that's happening. This is one more project which we intend to do, which is an offshore wind project, which, Gujarat and Tamil Nadu have been given the projects by the government of India because of the wind velocity and the capacities. As of now, we are planning a 50 megawatt nearshore wind near Bhavnagar. And in the coming days, about 30 gigawatts of offshore wind is being planned. But, the market has to take the lead. So it is now in the bidding phases, and we intend to take it ahead. But yes, this will be a new technology, and it is an emerging technology which is quite popular in Europe, East Asia, and the Midwest. But yes, India is still to start with this. So we in Gujarat, we believe that by starting near shore, we will be able to go offshore very quickly. This is an upcoming offshore wind project for which the VHGF has also been sanctioned. We intend to take this ahead for a 10 gigawatt offshore wind park in the days to come off the coast of Bhavnagar in the Arabian Sea. The path ahead, if you see, coming to the relevance with the event, we all talk about green hydrogen, the utility and use cases. So we all know that there is grey, blue, pink and green, and the whole focus is on green. And the biggest market as of now has been Europe. So everybody is looking for a green hydrogen offtake from Europe, which has been the major market, and also the East Asian countries who have been trying to approach us. So the major supply systems with whom the offtake agreements have been slowly picking up is all on industry feedstock and for blending with natural gas. In Gujarat, we have started utility scale of green hydrogen with blending of natural gas, and also in the transportation sector. Long haul trucks have already been started. It is running in 2 of the major industries here. The next phase would be to put up charging infrastructure for green hydrogen charging, and also as a power generation and fuel stack technology. I'm sure all the oil marketing companies have a mandate, but we intend to take it beyond that. And this is part of the growth story which we are planning. And as you all know, the electrolyzer manufacturing has already started in the state of Gujarat. And also for the biomass gasification processes under the blending policy and the International Fuel Alliance, Biofuel Alliance, the next projects have been started and we are in the kickstart ecosystem right now. If you look at the hydrogen consumption, you all know that hydrogen and ammonia will be the major two demand drivers. And I'm sure states like Kerala have already started pilot projects with the Kochi Metro and the new green hydrogen pilot scale projects. I'm sure Kerala is also planning for floating solar and the new hydrogen ecosystem. Gujarat intends to do it in a different scale. So as of now, we intend to hit that 86% import supply market, which India is dependent on for the supply of ammonia. So that is where we intend to catch up with the international market. But as of now, as you know, the $1 per kg is the global benchmark and the Indian benchmark, which we are all trying to crack it. And I'm sure all the people sitting out there and here and elsewhere are trying to crack this code. And I'm sure we all must work together as an alliance to get this going. So, and that will be like a disruption in the energy market. So, if you look at India's hydrogen demand, it has been increasing heavily, especially for steel and transport, for the existing use cases as of now for abatement of steel, fertilizers, methanol, refineries, and the transport sector. Pilot use cases have been started in long haul trucks with the Ministry of Railways. I think they are looking at long haul mobilization in goods carriers, and also with long haul aircraft type pilots that have happened in Europe and Spain. I'm sure this will eventually happen very soon. But yes, the market has to drive it. The subsidies or the support can come from government, but I'm sure the market leaders are already planning on this, on how to go about it. So the major off-takers have been, as of now, steel, refineries, use cases, and the carbon market in the Western world. So Europe, UK, and Japan have been very closely following with us, and we intend to take it ahead as an export market. And after which the price, once it comes down, we intend to hit the domestic markets. Role of green hydrogen in energy transition. If you look at this, you all know about India's green hydrogen mission and all the states which have basically introduced various policies to take it ahead. Gujarat is in the final stages of the green hydrogen policy, and we have been identifying a lot of green hydrogen hubs also in the state. Out of the 5 million metric tons of green hydrogen per annum, we intend to do 3 million metric tons per annum. That is about 75%, because Gujarat is already blessed with a long coastline of about 1,600 kilometers. We have 2 major and 48 minor ports. We have important LNG terminals which supplies to Western and Northern India. And we also have a very robust wasteland allocation policy. So we intend to produce close to about 132 gigawatts of energy for the cracking the green hydrogen code. And we are also upcoming with the green hydrogen policy. So we have identified certain hubs in Kandla, in Jamnagar, in Mundra, in Dahej, in Hazira, somewhere in Mehsana and Ahmedabad. And also we intend to subsidize the offshore wind energy ecosystem if it is being driven for production of green hydrogen. So this is the roadmap that Gujarat has been planning, and we are working quietly on it and hope one day we hit the market very soon. These projects have been undertaken in NTPC Kavas, in Surat, and also in Hazira, where we've been working with that. So pilot scale projects have been started for blending. Initially, 5% blending has started already. We intend to do blending with the existing gas pipelines for about 20%, which Government of India has allowed. And also GPCL has tied up with Gujarat Alkalis Limited for a complete production of green hydrogen. So it will be basically a PSU to PSU sign up. And we are also in talks with NTPC and GSPC for a bigger scale project in green hydrogen in the state of Gujarat. If you look at the levelized cost of green hydrogen, which is the biggest challenge as we are all talking right now, the cost, I think, with major technologies, they are able to do about 3.5. But the magic figure is yet to be touched. And I'm sure all of you have gathered to get this going. If you look at the strategic collaborations, what we have done in Gujarat, so this is the future what we are planning. We have tied up with the Long Duration Energy Council with Belgium on various technologies and emerging technologies. We'll be introducing long duration energy technology in all the solar parks which we intend to construct in the days to come. That will help to stabilize the grid and also utilize the excess shaving of the energy that is produced. Second, we've also tied up with Sustainability Economics Singapore, where they intend to link up AI-driven data center parks, AI cloud parks and data centers, co-located with our energy generation centers, that is the solar parks in Gujarat. So we intend to power the green data centers very soon. That is one thing. And third, we have tied up with the University of California, Berkeley, and with the California Energy Commission on the renewable energy transition in the state of Gujarat. As you all know, the present US policy has been shaking the world on whether the transition is going to be positive or negative. But we are quite positive that apart from gas, the energy transition in energy, green energy, especially solar and wind, is being driven by the dragon and the elephant. So quite independent of the West, we are sure we'll be able to push it ahead. And we're quite confident that this is independent of the world policy that's happening, because the major market is China and India. And when these two shake up, I think the Eastern world will be able to shake the West. And we strongly believe that apart from the oil and gas sectors, the abatement sectors will be able to migrate through introduction of green hydrogen. Once green hydrogen becomes a hub in India, it will be a disruptor, it will be a market disruptor, and we believe that we'll be able to do that in the days to come. With that, I close my session, and I thank you for the wonderful opportunity that Elets Online, Inert, and the KCB, and as well as the Kerala government, led by the wonderful Chief Minister, the Energy Minister, and the ACS the Energy, for giving me this wonderful opportunity to be a part of this Green Hydrogen Summit at Kochi. Thank you so much.